Hello, dear folks. Welcome to the show. My name is Jack Xiao on the East West Show with G&E TV. It's been quite some time since we condensedly brought the subject of immigration reform to the show. For quite some time, when things were never heard, when new move never heard, we kind of subdued from that point. And later, until right now, until recently, this subject is brought on the table once again. And about 1 hour and a half ago, it was just announced on the news that President Obama is going to make some big move about immigration, quote unquote, reform. I don't know how we want to do it, but anyway, it's good timing, it's good subject. Let's talk about it. So, invited here to shed light on this issue is my good friend, attorney friend, who backs me up all the time, especially at the time when I had legal problems, which I was so lucky so far, right? All right, good. Yeah. It's Alan Diamante, attorney at law of Southern California, out of
Los Angeles.
Out of Los Angeles. So, Alan, welcome to the show.
It's a pleasure and an honor.
All right, very good. And it is coincidentally, the other day when I attended the event hosted by Congresswoman Grace Napolitano, over the immigration issue, because she was running a kind of like immigration paper workshops kind of stuff, right? Mm-hmm. Alan was invited there. We had a long conversation. I found he has the capability of helping us with all the concept and all the details. Please, Alan. So with the welcome, with the lead lines, I think it is time we get started because it's been waiting for too long over this issue though. How do you as attorney assess the problem that we have called the immigration problem? Somebody say the immigration system is broken. How broken? Why broken? That kind of a general comment. May I please?
Yes, Jack, first of all, it's a pleasure being here. It was nice seeing you at the event with Grace Napolitano.
Thank you, sure, same here.
We had an opportunity to help a lot of people at that event, and it's always an honor to have an opportunity to speak to the community. Now, with respect to the immigration laws being broken, for years as an attorney and as representative of the community, I work with a lot of nonprofit organizations, for example.
I see.
And I'm part of a national organization of attorneys called AILA, the American Immigration Lawyers Association.
All right.
We're 10,000 strong across the country, and we're also located in different parts of the world.
10,000 strong.
Yes.
All right. That's a huge numbers.
Yes. So there's a lot of very active attorneys out there that want to make the world a better place and want to help people immigrate and help the economy in the United States.
All right.
Now, the reason why the laws have been broken is that there's certain areas of the law that, as a practicing attorney, we've realized that there needs to be change. So we could do a piecemeal approach or a comprehensive approach in trying to revamp the immigration law.
I see.
Well, the representatives of Congress decided that they didn't want to do a piecemeal approach. They want to do a comprehensive approach. And there's been numerous bills that have gone through the different houses. And even the Senate had approved one. Unfortunately, the House never put it on the floor for a vote. So, in what ways are the immigration laws broken? Well, first of all, the most apparent is the fact that we have millions of people. It's an estimated 11 million, could be more. Undocumented people in the United States that live in the shadows, a lot of which pay taxes, but they don't get the benefit of getting any money returned back to them. And you got others that don't pay taxes because they don't believe that there's an incentive for them to pay taxes. That they're not gonna
plus, they don't want to expose themselves.
And they're scared.
Right. Yeah, they're scared, yes.
There's a lot of people scared. Scared of authority. And there's a good reason for that. Because we've had actions like Section 287G or secured communities, which law enforcement is working directly with Department of Homeland Security to arrest people and deport people.
Yeah, exactly.
And thousands of people have been deported under the President Obama's.
And as we speak, and people are still being deported.
That's correct.
Yeah, sure.
Now, the Obama administration has announced that they're mainly focused on deporting criminal aliens, they call them.
We don't want those.
Yeah, and you know, but the question is, are they dangerous criminals, or are there people that got arrested for driving without a license? Okay. So there has to be an assessment of who are the people that we should be deporting, because the person that they arrest for driving without a license might be that father with a family of 3 born citizens in the United States.
Oh, you're right.
And they've been working here for the last 10, 20 years paying taxes.
And from a humanity point of view, you don't want to destroy a family.
Exactly. Because the question is, of a country of family values, how important is family unity?
Exactly.
Now, if someone's committing crimes and being a danger to the community, that's one thing. But if they're not a danger to the community, and the only reason why they're driving without a license is because they have to get from point A to point B to work in order to put food on the table, in which at the end of the year they file their taxes, we got to make a reassessment of the situation. So another issue, of course, has been bringing people to the United States to work in the United States. These are people that are highly skilled, and there's a cap, for example, on a visa called the H-1B visa. And there's only a certain amount of these visas available every year. And the announcement comes in where we could file these things on January 1st.
I see.
Usually within 10 days or so, they reach their cap.
I see.
And we're talking about the skilled folks from maybe India, China, any other part of the world. These are computer technicians. And given the globalization, very important to have these skilled workers here working in the United States. But we're limited.
We're limited.
So we've had people speak in Congress on these issues.
How about the labor-intensive part? We do have the migrant worker, farmers or stuff like that.
Yes.
And is that system still working, or is that part still broken, also broken?
Well, we do have a system where labor could come and work in the farms, for example. We do have that, okay? But the problem is that needs to be extended further. And then if we're going to extend that further, are we going to make sure that individuals working in these farms are protected from abuses? You know, are they given certain hours, breaks? Do they have health insurance? And are they protected from, let's say, you know, being subjected to pesticides? So there has to be certain social concerns here when we're giving visas away, making sure that the employers are not exploiting the workers. So, and another thing we got to do is, and it's been important for a lot of Americans and important for members of Congress, is how do we control the abuse by employers employing the undocumented?
Oh yeah, of course, especially when they are in the dark though, and it's their freedom to abuse them.
Exactly. And what I've seen very often is somebody might hire somebody on a construction site to work the week, and then when it comes on Friday for them to pay, then they say, well, I'm not going to pay you.
And sweatshop in the garment industry.
Or sweatshops in the garment district where they have people working for less than minimum wage, and they're not giving them breaks.
Restaurant too.
In restaurants too.
Dishwasher, stuff like that. And bus boys, stuff like the bus girls. Yeah.
Absolutely.
They're exploited.
They're exploited, and you know what the problem is a problem that not happens only in the United States. It could start in another country.
Oh yeah.
Where somebody promises that they'll get them a job and they'll get them a work authorization and a green card. They charge them money. They get them into the United States. With the Latino community, you might see it with coyote.
The coyotes, yeah. The coyotes, yeah.
But then in the Chinese community, you might see where someone's pretty much what they call an indentured servant, that once they make it here, they'll get them a job at the restaurant, but they take their passports and they tell them that they have to work the long hours for little pay.
They have to do the monthly payment or whatever kind of thing.
They have to pay off the debt.
Or they have to collect money from the relatives back home.
Exactly.
Anyway, to my audience, is today in the discussion, and I would say a timely discussion over a overdue subject, because we're talking about the broken immigration laws, which is in the long waiting to be reformed. I mean comprehensive reform. And now our news has it that President Obama is going to make some big announcement as early as tomorrow in Nevada somewhere. Joining me is my good friend, attorney at law, Mr. Alan Diamante, and he sounds he has a very humanity mind, And after all, this immigration issue to me is a humanity issue. So let's take a very short moment out. When we come back, we'll once again look the other perspective to still see the nature of this issue. Without seeing the nature of the issue, though, you argue over something you do not even exactly know, right? So stay with us. We'll be right back.